Game 1 tomorrow, folks. Tomorrow's slate is pretty fun. Pretty fun, if I may say so.
Not a lot of games, but some good games.
Yes, and it starts off with kind of a banger here. Marquette heads to Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Woo.
Right now, Marquette is laying 4.5 points. 4.5 points. This is a key game for. I would say it's more important for Butler than it is Marquette. I mean, I'm taking Butler. I think Thad Matta's got this thing going. Marquette is in second right now, but Butler's in fifth, and it's a shit show between third and ninth in the Big East. So I'm on Butler though. I think they can at least keep it close. Mac, what are you doing here?
I like Marquette. They're 2 back of UConn. I think people forget UConn did not win the Big East regular season or postseason last year. It was Marquette that got it done, and I think they want to have a chance to win back to back, and to do so they got to get there. So they got to take care of Butler. Butler beat them already as an 11-point underdog outright in Milwaukee. So I'll go Marquette here and I'll lay it.
And
I can't lock it at Hinkle. That's too many points to lock.
Shout out to Gravy Train, who's giving us $20. Says, love the show, fellas. I've been listening since last season. I'm a Boilermaker, so I always catch the audio version while welding in dangerous situations. That's what I appreciate right there. Thank you, Gravy Train. NC Nick, what are you doing here at Hinkle?
Yeah, I'm with Mac, actually. I think Marquette's a hotter team. They've won 7 in a row. Spot here, and Marquette's also been winning on the road lately. 4 straight road wins. I say it's another. Bet it at -3. It's at -4.5. I'll still lock it, but it can't go much higher than I.
We're having some technical difficulty, but NC Nick locking up Marquette -4.5, I believe. NC Nick, you were breaking up there. You're locking up.
You guys hear me now?
Yeah, I got you now. You're locking up Marquette -4.5, correct?
Correct. Now the number's starting to crawl up.
Yeah.
So I'd hold off if it.
Okay. The internet situation in wherever the fuck Virginia he's at, not amazing. That's a 1-star review, NC Nick. Not for us. Well, maybe for us, but I mean, for the hotel on Yelp. Next up, Illinois State is catching 17.5. I actually see an 18 out there, by the way. At Indiana State. Indiana State's the greatest team in the history of, they're 11-0 at home. Yeah, that's why I'm taking the 18. Who are we kidding here? Indiana State wins by 16. Give me the 18 and those Redbirds. Don't feel great about this one though, because Indiana State's won. Like I went through their scores, I think like on the Thursday episode. They have like 8 wins over 35 points this year. This team's a fucking factory. But give me Illinois State. Mac, what are you doing here?
I'm going to go Illinois State as well. I think it's just a tad high. Indiana State wins by 15.
NC Nick, what are you doing here in Terre Haute? We're having a lot of issues.
He's 20. Good Lord. Can you hear me now?
Yes. I got you.
50-50. C also 50-50.
Sorry. I'm actually going to lay the points. I'm going to lay the points. I don't want to pick against Indiana State.
We got you loud and clear. Folks, I don't know what the fuck's happening. Try to jump back in. Try to jump back in, and he's laying the points with the Sycamores. NC Nick, of course, he's going to take Larry Bird's alma mater. By the way, we've had a couple of games go final while we're waiting for NC Nick to fix the interwebs. Bethune-Cookman, I mean, they're a cash cow. They're a cash cow. There's money down there in Daytona Beach, just sitting there waiting for you. Reggie Theus. Dog. Let's go. We have another game go final? I don't think we did, but I'm just checking. No, that's it right now. Texas Tech is currently up 18 though.
Guns up, baby.
Currently up 18. All right, next up. The Pitt Panthers. Eat shit, Pitt. Heading to Charlottesville, Virginia. Those tiki torches have been lit lately. What are they? How many have they won? 8 in a row?
Mm-hmm.
I will admit they seem to be they're growing up with, in front of our eyes. I think another thing is getting Dante Harris, the Georgetown transfer, healthy was key. I will lay the 5.5 with Virginia, but I wouldn't go much higher just because Virginia does this shit where there's only like 28 possessions in the whole entire game. So I'm taking UVA. Could be talked into a lock. Mac, what are you doing here?
I was with you. I'll lay it, but man, I could see them winning by. I see them winning by like 6 or 7. I feel like they just drag Pitt in the mud, grind it out. But I don't really want to lay more than 5.5 here, and it because they are winners of 8 in a row. They probably are due for a little bit of a setback, but I still will lay with Virginia because it's each shit Pitt. Virginia is tougher, better coached.
NC Nick, what are you doing here in a little Capel versus Bennett matchup?
All right, let's see if I can get this out without disconnecting. I'm actually going to take Pitt, guys.
Ugh. Yeah, disconnected.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now I got you. We got you back.
Pulled your plug.
Yeah. Did you get a free cookie when you checked in? What hotel are you at right now, buddy? I mean, you don't got to get. See this place. Let me tell you. Maybe the TV on in the background is stealing all of the electricity.
Bill Self's angry as hell in the background because he's getting his ass kicked.
Wait, so you didn't lock this though, Nick, right?
I'm not locking it, but I'm going to take the points. Pitt has played UVA close last like 4 or 5 years.
Okay. Texas A&M heads to Nashville where they're laying 8.5. I have gotten burned on betting Vanderbilt this year.
I know it.
I'm going to go back to the well one more time. Give me the Doors plus 8.5. Give me the Doors. That filthy fucking stadium where everyone's watching. You can sit there and watch the game. You can rest your chin on the fucking court. It's a horrible stadium. Oh no, they have that still, right? I know they did some construction to it, but this could be a horrible pick, right? But I feel all right about it. I think they're due. They're due. Mac,
I'm with you here. A&M's off the big fucking Tennessee win, basically put them in the NCAA tournament. A little bit of a setback. I think A&M gets out of there alive, but Vandy, dude, they were fucking dominating South Carolina. Then they completely folded those final 10 minutes. So yeah, let's go. I'll take a stab at a home dog here. Vandy.
Let's go. Do we have lock unity in Nashville?
No, we don't. I'm going to disagree with you guys again. I mean, you got A&M that's a projected 10 seed right now. I think they're pretty close to that cut line. I think A&M wins and covers, and Vandy and their lame duck head coach situation is not going to be a team you want to get behind for the rest of this year.
Is Will Wade coaching Vanderbilt next year?
Good chance.
Yeah. He doesn't. Vandy.
Someone in the chat was saying his dad works at Vanderbilt. I don't know if they were talking out of their ass.
They don't have a strong ass offer.
Yeah, I saw that one of the past couple episodes. Yeah. Somebody dropped
strong ass book report.
North Carolina's laid 8.5 at Syracuse. Why is Syracuse been a tough team for me too this year?
I know, man.
I'm still taking the 8.5 no lock though because they've been a hard. I mean, I guess I could be talked into it, but what are you doing here, Mac?
I'm locking the Cuse. This is a hard spot for Carolina, in my opinion. Carolina hasn't been covering lately, other than the Duke game, and we called it. They covered every game for a month. It was like they're going to come back a little bit. Back-to-back road spot. They just went down to Miami, won a tough game. Now they're going to go all the way up to upstate New York. Syracuse is so up and down. They're going to get up for this one, though. Give me the Cuse. Lock it up.
I think they can cover this.
Yeah, I think they're going to lose by 5.
But they've been so bad defensively. Let Louisville look like Dream Team 2, not 1, 2. I'll join you. I think it's a tough spot. It's a tough spot. Carolina wins by 5. NC Nick, what are you doing here?
I love this because I think I'm disagreeing with you guys every pick here. I mean, it was about a month ago when UNC beat them by 36. Granted, that was in Chapel Hill.
And I bet Syracuse then, too.
I think it's a close game, but I think down the stretch, UNC pulls away and they win by 10. Lay the points.
All right, I feel good about this one. This is the out of the ones we've covered so far. This is the best one that I feel about so far. Iowa State is catching 1.5 in Cincinnati, Ohio. I think Cincinnati's going to clip them. I'm locking up the Bearcats -1.5. I feel all right about this one. Feel good. You know? Let's go Cats. Mac, Big 12 specialist. What are you doing here?
You must have watched the Big 12 experience today because this was my lock for Tuesday. I love Cincinnati here. Iowa State, they've been playing their ass off, but they're hitting the road. Cincinnati played well against Houston at home on Saturday. Great spot. This opened Iowa State laying a 0.5 point, so it's flipped or 0. Cincinnati all day. Get on the right side of the bubble. Go Bearcats. Lock it up.
Boom. Now, let's see if he's going on the other side of this one. This turncoat bastard.
Another one.
I agree. Triple lock it up, guys.
I've
been impressed with Cincy, man. I've definitely been impressed. They're only 4-6. They're only 4-6 in the Big 12, but for their first year, they're playing really well, and this is a good spot for them at home. Let's go.
Yeah.
Cincinnati -1.5. Keep this lock train going. The Colonials of George Washington are catching 9.5 at George Mason. What? They got injuries? What am I missing here? They just played and GW beat the piss out of them.
Yeah.
GW is 1-4 on the road, but Mason's 11-2 at home, but they don't blow anybody out. I feel like this stinks. But to quote my friend Patty C, you dive into the stink. Give me the Colonials. Start your football program. Both teams, you fucking cowards. I will take the 9.5, and it's not even that crazy to sprinkle the 380, even though I think the Patriots will win the game. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, so from a guy that had G-Dub on Saturday with a fucking 4-point lead on Loyola Chicago with 4 minutes ago and somehow blow the lead and not cover, they're going to play Mason tough. It's Caputo, who was Tony Skin's former coach with Laradega at Mason. He's going to get up for this game. It's going to be a close game. Give me GW, lock it up. Way too many points for Mason.
NC Nick, you are a George Mason graduate. You care to rep your boys?
Man, I was surprised at the line. I mean, I know GW's lost 6 in a row, but their last win was actually that win over George Mason that you mentioned at home by 13. So to lay this many points with Mason, I think you're crazy, but it stinks a little bit. So, I don't want to bet against my alma mater. So I'm going to pick GW, but I'm not going to touch it.
Got lucky there. Michigan, Noah, how are we looking on Michigan 14th place in the Big Ten? We got hope.
We're getting closer. I mean, we've only played 4 of the 6 road games without Doug. There's still 2 more losses to come. This is another.
You get 15.5, 16. I even see at the old State Farm Center in Champaign, Illinois. I'll take the points, I guess.
They couldn't fucking keep it within 16 against Nebraska.
I kind of want to lock Illinois here because this is a nightmare matchup.
Okay, Mac is picking against Michigan, so maybe Michigan is the pick.
What? I had him on the money line against Wisconsin, and your coward ass back out. I didn't bet them. Don't
also had them on against Rutgers too. So you're like 1 for 3 last 4 games. You picked Michigan.
Hey, well, the one that they fucking hit was the winner chicken dinner. Dude, I kind of think Illinois is going to kill them because they pressure the shit out of the ball and they don't have a point guard because Doug does not play it. I kind of think Illinois is going to win by 30.
Illinois wins by 15. Michigan
like
covers.
15.5 is the bait.
Everyone is on Michigan. I mean, everyone's on Illinois. Michigan covers.
I disagree. I think Michigan on the road is basically unbettable. Give me the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, no luck though. I'm not. You couldn't force me to bet that game. St. John's, Slick Rick Pitino. It's now or never as you head into the dunk or whatever they're calling that shit now. Take on the Friars. Providence is laying 1.5. You know, sometimes you're going down, you got to go down with it. All right. Rick Pitino is the best Providence coach of all time. All right. He goes there and he reminds him who fucking daddy is. All right. Give me the Red Storm. Burn, baby, burn. What are you doing here, Mac?
It's now or never, and it's never. Lock battle. Give me Providence. They almost won at St. John's, and now they're at the dunk. They're gonna they got better players.
NC Nick, where are you at on this?
I'm totally on Mac's side. It's a lock battle. I'm gonna lock out Providence. I mean, you're fading the Friars at the dunk on a team like where St. John's are 1-5 on the road in Big East play. No way.
Yeah. They loved Ed. What do you think they're gonna do to Rick?
But Rick's come on.
Yeah, Rick left on good terms.
Yeah, Rick took them actually deeper. So,
Ed won a Big East championship with them.
I mean, Rick Pitino went to the Final Four with him.
Yeah, with Billy the Kid.
Yeah,
Billy the Kid, baby.
More recently, I guess. Sure. I mean, they probably forgot the Rick Pitino stuff instead of the Ed stuff, but I still think this place is going to be nuts. This is a triple lock against you, buddy.
Well, have fun losing, you fucking losers. All right, let's go. All right. Rick Pitino is going to prove he's got this. He's got this. This is the one. He had to go back home to find out who he was. All right, let's go.
You're dying on this hill.
Brian Sanders says the Illinois game, he sees 18.5 at other books. I'll take Michigan plus 18.5, guys.
Making up your numbers. Is that your model?
Yeah. What website are you using, Brian? Right. Is just, you going offshore? You going to Leeds, England? Grab that. Duquesne is catching 8.5 at the UD Arena against Dayton. Huh. You know what I sense here? Dayton just lost, and that environment is awesome. I'm locking up Dayton minus 8.5 against these Dukes. Sorry, CJ Sullivan. Mac, what are you doing here?
I'm going to take the points because I'm kind of perplexed if this isn't 10. I was shocked that this wasn't double digits, so I'll just take the points, but I'm not betting Duquesne at that place.
It was 10. It opened at 10, and I'm actually going to middle it. At 10, I took the points. At 8.5, I think I'm going to go Dayton. It's the second of back-to-back road games for Duquesne. They were just at St. Bonaventure. At 8.5, I'll ride Dayton, but I'm not going to touch it.
No one locking this besides me. It's okay.
Nick basically took my handicap here, back-to-back road games for Duquesne, and honestly, Dayton beat them by 10 on their own floor. So now going to UD Arena, Dayton off the loss. This is a lock for me.
All right.
Double lock. Let's go. UD.
And CJ's alma mater. I went to school 5 minutes away from them too. So they're my D1 school as well.
There you go. LaSalle is at Davidson. LaSalle's getting 8.
Oh, come on.
I feel like we got to lock this too, right?
LaSalle?
Yeah, right?
On what side?
LaSalle.
I think we have to, man. Like, I know LaSalle has been ass record-wise, but I watched that Richmond game. They were down 4 the entire game. It just got away late. There's a lot of points to lay with Davidson.
I'm going to lock up the Explorers.
I'll go with you. Let's go.
Let's go. Davidson's without one of their best players, so they win by 4. And see, Nick, what are you doing here?
I agree with you guys. I'll take the points in the more athletic road team, but I'm not touching this. LaSalle, they cannot be trusted.
Drake is at Evansville. Drake's laying 8.5 against the Purple Aces. I will take Drake, but Purple Aces have
fucking red hot.
Yeah, they won 5 of 6, I think.
Yeah,
and they lost to Murray at the buzzer the other night in Murray. I'll take Drake. No lock, Mac.
I'm with you. I'll go Drake, but I'm not betting. Like Evansville's a wagon all of a sudden after they didn't cover for like 2 months.
NC Nick?
Well, this is the Valley's version of the UNC Syracuse game because Drake beat Evansville by 49 just on January 20th. So I'm going to take Drake here, but Evansville is quietly playing better ball. So I don't think I'm going to touch it.
I've been waiting. When I saw the slate and I was looking at the games, this one cracked me up because something's got to give for old Mac here. Buffalo is getting 8.5 points in DeKalb. The pressure is on you. I will take the Bulls, the Blue Bulls. I don't think I can be talked into a lock because they just won against Georgia Southern in overtime.
Yeah.
No, I can't bet this game. I don't think. But give me Buffalo. Give me those Blue Bulls and the points. Mac, what are you doing here?
So what was it? Georgia Southern was my
by
other
the way,
team.
I see 9.5 out there too. To Brian's credit, there is 9.5 you can jump on with the Blue Bulls.
Oh, for the Bulls?
Yeah.
So remember I said with Buffalo, Georgia Southern, I said, these are my 2 darlings. And I go, who the fuck is Georgia Southern to be laying 7.5, 8 points? Well, they lost outright. Northern Illinois should never be laying 8 or 9 points. Lock up Buffalo outright. Sprinkle some on the money line. These teams that should never lay this kind of points always lose.
I think you're getting greedy. You locked out Buffalo. I feel like you locked out Buffalo like in the past week and they lost by 30 to Kent State. But
no, that was a fringe lock. I stayed off last week.
NC Nick, you've always been a Northern Illinois fan as DeKalb.
I think the theme of this show is going to be disagreeing with you guys. I'm going to lay the points. I think this is a lot of travel for a really bad Buffalo team who may be celebrating a little much after finally getting a victory for the first time in a while. I'm going to take Northern Illinois.
It's disrespectful, that handicap.
LSU is heading to the swamp where they're getting 11.5 points in the swamp. Phew. I struggle with this one. Give me LSU in the points. I just feel like the way they beat Auburn, even though Florida, I'm buying into Florida like the past. They've been playing a lot better past like two weeks. I feel like I don't know why I'm taking LSU in the points. It's not a lock. Mac, what are you doing here?
I think I'm going to take the points, but I've been burned on LSU so many fucking times this year. I can't trust them, especially on the road. I'll just take the points. I'm not fading the swamp with the bet. So just take the points.
NC Nick, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm not looking to get behind LSU on the road. I'll take another home favorite. I think Florida smashes them.
Tennessee State's heading to GBO Farms' alma mater, Tennessee Tech, who they're off a win. They only have 8 of those this year, so that's tough. I locked up Tennessee Tech when they won that game. Mr. Sharp Dundee over here, but you got to know when to fade them. And when I see Tennessee State laying 4.5, I think we ride the Tigers. Lay the points with the Tigers at the Hooper Arena, whatever the Dennis fucking Hopper Arena. What are we doing here, Mac?
This line kind of stinks. I'll go Tennessee Tech. Give me the dog here in this game. This is a rematch.
Battle?
And I don't know if I can do battle here. And correct me if I'm wrong. This was a 33-point beatdown to the first game.
It was a dominating performance by Tennessee State.
Back of their mind. Golden Eagles. Let's go. Money line.
NC Nick, what are you doing here?
I'm itching to bet another game. I'm on your side, Colby. I'll lock it up with you. NC State just clearly the better team. They can
and they're playing right now. They're third in the OVC. They're playing for higher seeding. Let's go.
You guys are making too much sense in the OVC. That's when you get burned in that fucking league.
Ed Cooley, he's rich, motherfucker. And look, they're catching 17.5 at Michael Crichton in Omaha there. This is kind of like the Michigan handicap for me. I think Georgetown can keep it within that number. They've played better on the road, strangely, this season.
Way better.
Creighton wins by 11. Georgetown covers. Might even be able to talk me into a lock here.
Bill Self just got ejected on the screen behind NC Nick.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, look at him. Look at Billy Boy. He don't get the calls. He said, "I'm out of here." Texas Tech. You can play our music. That game's fucking over. Get out of here, Bill.
What are you doing here in the Michael Crichton game?
I'm going to talk you into a lock with Georgetown. I know I ate shit, and I will not bet Georgetown at home ever again because I don't know what they fucking do when they play these home games. Maybe it's not a home game, but if you look what they've done on the road. At Seton Hall, lost by 6. At Providence, lost by 8. At Xavier, lost by 1. UConn, lost by 13. They stay in all these Big East road games. I don't know if they embrace that. Creighton plays with their food at home too. I mean, multiple times they've kind of gone through the motions. Give me the Hoyas, lock it up. Too many points. They lose by 10.
Dude, I see 18.5 out there right now.
Yeah.
Let's jump on 18.5.
Come on. They do this. Georgetown does this every game on the road.
Let's go. Give me Georgetown, them Georgetown Hoyas. 18.5 points. NC Nick, what are you doing here?
Yeah, just to put a couple stats behind what you guys have been saying for the last couple of weeks. Georgetown is 6-2 ATS on the road, just 4-11 ATS at home. So I'm on Georgetown here, but there's always the chance that they could lose by 30. I'm not betting Georgetown.
Kiki in the chat says it's $1 beer night in Omaha. Isn't that year round?
I think that's Kai, but still.
Oh, sorry.
Kiki, do you love me?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've been to the great state of Nebraska. Alcohol is practically free.
So that just means somebody's going to throw a beer on the floor. They're going to be up 19. Technical foul. Georgetown makes 2 free throws.
There we go. Florida State's heading to Blacksburg. Take on the Virginia Tech Hokies, who coming off with 3 straight losses. Mike Young, the seat is hot. I think Virginia Tech clips them. I'm going to lay the 5.5 with Virginia Tech. I'm not going to go much higher though. I think you're looking at something like a 80-73 final. Mac, what are you doing here?
Fringe lock on the Hokies. Like you said, desperation spot. And Nick, last time you were on the show, this was last week where the ACC teams, all the road teams were up like 30 at halftime. It was the weirdest week ever. I think it comes back and the home teams get on the right side. So I'll lay it with Virginia Tech this week.
I don't know, guys. I feel like this is like a 1 or 2 possession game. I'm going to take the points, actually. I think Virginia Tech probably gets out of their home arena with a W, but it's a close game. Give me the points.
Colorado State heads to San Diego, California, to the Aztec Bowl. San Diego State's 11-0 at home. They're coming off a loss in overtime to Nevada. San Diego State's laying 5.5. I will lock up the Aztecs minus 5.5. Look, you might be number 3 in the nation in field goal percentage, Colorado State. You might be, great 3-point shooting. I think they're in top 50 or top 60 team 3-point shooting. That shit ain't going to happen in San Diego. Let's roll. Mac, what are you doing here?
I'm with you, man. Smash spot. Last couple times they've lost on the road, came back home against good teams. Utah State won by 14. Nevada won by double digits as well, and Wyoming. Colorado State's coming in red hot. Rammett's going to get cooled off tomorrow. Smash spot Aztecs.
Let's go. NC Nick, what are you doing with this one?
I completely agree. Let's triple lock it. I mean, all of the Aztecs' losses this year have come on the road. They are undefeated at home, and that streak continues, and they can cover the 5 or 5.5. Let's do it.
Yes, San Diego State minus 5.5. Let's go. Our gals are back.
Let's call this one a quadruple lock too.
Woo, yeah.
The Oklahoma Sooners are heading into Waco, Texas to take on the Baylor Bears. Baylor's laying 6.5 points. I'm going to lay it, but I thought the line would be it's a little sneaky to me. I'm going to lay it though. Mac, what are you doing here?
Would you think it would be higher?
I did. I thought it'd be more like 8.5.
I'm locking Baylor. I think off the loss, they've been playing really good ball, and they're off that loss. I think it bounced back. Oklahoma's coming in feeling themselves winners of 2 in a row. I think Baylor runs away with this in the second half. Baylor, lock it.
There we go. Moneyline Mac locking up the Bears. NC Nick, what are you doing here in Waco?
Yeah, I was definitely looking to fade Oklahoma going on the road after taking care of business at home last week, but I think 6.5 is maybe a bucket too much. So I'll take Baylor, but I'm not going to bet it.
Chris Beard and Ole Miss has potential to deal Kentucky their 4th straight Rupp Arena loss. Kentucky is laying 8.5 points. I mean, I feel like we have to take Kentucky, but 8.5. I'm still taking Kentucky, but this would be fucking hilarious if Ole Miss won this game. Give me Kentucky minus 8.5. I can be talked into a lock. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, all the Kentucky fans aren't fucking tweeting at me anymore. They've been awfully quiet these last 2 weeks. Don't worry, Kentucky. I'll come here to save your day. I think Kentucky runs them out of the gym. I think this is kind of when everybody counts them out. Kentucky puts in a random smash spot against a team that Ole Miss sucks on the road. I know they got the win against A&M, but other than that, they've been bad. So I like Kentucky by double digits. I'll lay it and lock it in a desperation spot for Cal.
I'll join you. NC Nick, what are you doing here?
You know, I struggled here because I did think Kentucky's due for a big home game and a strong performance, but their defense, like people are saying in the chat here, their defense is so bad. I'm not going to bet on them until I see improvement on the defensive side of the ball. So give me the points.
All
right, double lock with the Kentucky Wildcats.
We'll give up 80, 400.
Folks, I want to tell you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Hall of Fame bets. Yes, win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with I mean, I guess the NFL season's over, but you know what I mean. Next NFL season with Hall of Fame bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame bets app now or visit hofbets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame bets. All right, we are back and we are ready. Louisville is heading to Chestnut Hill. Louisville's catching 8.5 points, and I think they're going to cover this. I think they're live to win this game. Can we just talk for a second? They have now listened to their offensive outputs the last 3 games since February. 79 against Georgia Tech as they won by 12. 92 at the Carrier Dome, lost by basically a buzzer beater. 90 then 101 against Florida State. They've won 2 of 3, and then all of a sudden it's like they got Purvis Ellison back. They're scoring big time points. Give me Louisville in the points. I could be talked into a lock here.
I was going to say, does anybody want to lock it? I mean,
I think we should.
Who's a crazier dog to bet on? Georgetown, Michigan, or Louisville?
Probably, I think it's got to be Michigan just because they don't have the point. They don't have their point guard. I was actually going to lay it with BC because this is too good to be true for Louisville. This is they're like dudes due for one of these. Like, what the hell is Kenny Payne doing? Like one of those compression short games where nothing makes sense. I'm not betting it though.
No, Colby, want to? I kind of need a dog to round up my card here. Picking a lot of favorites. Fuck it, let's do it.
Sprinkle a little bit on that plus 340 money line. Give me the cards. Make sure they have their tights. All right, make sure they have their fucking tights. Let's go, cards. Ohio State is getting 10 at Wisconsin. Yeah.
Lock Wisconsin.
Yeah, this is perfect.
I thought about it.
You get a curb, just a roadside or a curbside team in Ohio State. You need a bounce back. What do? You take it out on the fucking Buckeyes. This is a double-digit win, easy. Ohio State's coming off a win too. Now they're hitting the road where they haven't won a single game all season long. Wisconsin's lost 4 in a row. That stops now. They show up and they play well for a full 40, and they blow this fucking team out.
This is kind of like the Kentucky game.
The difference is they got staples. And that's why I think Ohio State stays in this game. I think they cover the 10. Noah, I'll play your music.
Thank you.
But I think Ohio State covers the 10, and I think Wisconsin wins by 4. Nick, what are you doing here?
I like Wisconsin. I might end up betting it. So I guess this is one of the check the picks page ones here.
Remember Noah Bieniek, though, Michigan fan, folks.
Yeah, I'm taking the Buckeyes, but I'm not fucking betting the Buckeyes. I've had enough of them.
UCF is heading into Provo.
Super soaker.
BYU, this line's come down a point. This was 11.5 earlier. I'm seeing 10.5 right now. BYU is laying 10.5 against the very golden UCF Knights. This used to be a system play, I feel like, but it hasn't treated me as well as I thought it would be. I'm taking BYU. I don't know about a lock here, though. I feel like the last few times they've burned me. They've burned me at home, but it was Houston. It was Houston, to be fair.
You're thinking of K-State on Saturday night.
Yes.
They were so much better. It wasn't. I think BYU puts it on them here. Back-to-back home spot versus the travel for UCF going to Lubbock. Now they got to go to Provo. I kind of think BYU is fucking 20-point piece. Give me the Cougs, lock it.
All right.
I want a big favorite here.
I'll join you. Super Soaker gets lit. NC Nick, what are you doing at the Super Soaker here?
I do like BYU. I'm just not quite as confident as you two, so I'm going to take them, but I'm going to stay away.
You want the lock of all locks. It's in San Jose tomorrow.
You're crazy.
It's too good to be true. I know what game you're talking about.
They've lost 7 in a row. Tim Miles is too good of a coach. He's too good of a coach. I locked him up in Colorado Springs back on January 13th, and they cashed as they were laying 2.5 and won by 3 in Colorado Springs. You don't just go down to the Credit Union Event Center. San Jose State is not going to be losing 8 games in a row. I think it's my favorite play on the whole fucking board. Yes. Oh, no. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Back?
This is literally the same scenario as last week against Fresno when they were laying 2.5 in a rematch.
Fresno's better than Air Force, though. They just proved it, too.
Let's give the people what they want. Give me a battle. Give me Air Force. They're gonna fuck Santa. They're gonna fuck them up like they fucked UNLV up that one night. Give me Air Force. Late night road dog.
UNLV
here.
hadn't lost 7 in a row. They're hungry in San Jose. NC Nick, what are you doing here?
I'm staying as far as possible away from this game, but I do think more talent resides with San Jose State, and they're at home. So I'll take that side. But you guys are crazy to touch this.
No, it's perfect. 7 straight losses. There's no way it's 8 to San Jose. It stops here. 10 miles. All the difference. Lock battle. Dundee, Sparty, Mac, Falcons. Final game on the slate. Awesome game. The New Mexico Lobos head to Reno, Nevada. Have you guys seen the standings in the I want you guys to try to forecast give me your projected top 5 in the Mountain West by the time the season ends. Because right now you have Utah State is the 1 seed. Mm-hmm. They're clinging to a 1-game lead over New Mexico, Colorado State, San Diego State, and Boise State. Then after that, 2 games back is Nevada and UNLV. If Nevada wins tomorrow, they will be in second place. They will go from 6 to tied for second place. We'll get to the game in a second, but who do you think's winning this? Who do you think's winning this, guys? Like, give me your top 3. Give me like this. I know this is a really hard exercise, but what would you do if you had to, if you got gun to your head here, you had to go top 3 on the right before we head into the conference tournament?
I would probably go San Diego State will find a way to win it because they always find a way to win it. And then I'd probably go Utah State and Colorado State.
Nick?
If Utah State isn't at home, I think I might favor Boise over them. So I agree with San Diego State and Colorado State, but I might squeeze Boise in there over Utah State.
Which is crazy because I think New Mexico will finish in the top 3 just because the Pitt, but they got to win a game like tomorrow night, and they have looked like shit a little bit lately. I mean, I do have San Diego State as the 1, but I was thinking Boise, New Mexico.
That shows you how how much parity there is.
New Mexico's probably got the best roster.
Yeah.
I mean, actually,
these Patinos are having a tough couple weeks.
Maybe UNLV has the best roster.
UNLV is hot right now. The line is 2.5 in Nevada's favor. Give me the Lobos, no lock. Give me the Lobos to get the win outright in Reno.
So 2 weeks ago, remember New Mexico ran it up on them. Kind of showed them up in the game too. They made sure that they made a statement. Now they go back. This is Alford's former team. They beat 2 ranked teams in a row. I love Alford here in a revenge spot against the Lobos. Lock up the Wolfpack in the late window. I think Nevada may sneak into that top 3, man.
They could.
Alford's doing a good job.
Talent-wise, they're there. Moneyline Mac, locking up Nevada. NC Nick, what are you doing here?
Dude, Nevada's red hot. 4-1 over the last 5 with wins over Colorado State, Utah State, San Diego State. It is revenge time in Reno. I'm gonna lock it up with Mac. Let's go.
See, but your problem is you said Nevada's red hot. You know that's not sustainable when you have Steve Alford. But enjoy your double lock of Nevada.
One more game. One more win.
Well, I want to get to our top play of the night, but in the meantime, I also want to key in on Jackson State. Covers, put out an APB on Jackson State. Dundee's on fire tonight. What's my fucking record right now? Texas Tech smacks Kansas by 29. 30. Alcorn State covers against Mississippi Valley State. Alcorn woke up a little late. Alabama A&M upset Grambling. And currently Prairie View, the last thing we are betting here, has a 1-point lead on Florida A&M at the Al Lawson Center there in Tallahassee. So currently, and then we also have Towson up 20 on Elon. But I think that would, let me just do some quick math here. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1, 7-1. I am right now on my plays with PV still out there. Top play of the night, guys. I told you mine. San Jose State. They're not losing. They're not losing again. Top play of the fucking night. You got to know. Look, I know California basketball. I'm out here in California. I know California hoops. Let's go. Give me Sparty. Mac, where you going?
on the Big 12 show. I went Cincinnati. So I'll diversify here and give out something else. Give me the Aztecs off the loss against Colorado State. These Mountain West home teams, when they're laying 4.5, 5.5, they've been really, really good. Give me the Aztecs here, and I'm with you, Dundee. I need Prairie View, and that'll give me 8-2 for the night. So it'll be 8-1 for you, 8-2 for me. A combined 17-3 if we can hold on, and you can thank the Mountaineers.
Yeah, I mean Prairie View needs to hold on to this one, but NC Nick, what is your top play of the night?
We're going Providence -2. Let's do it.
You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. Noah, what are you doing here?
First off, I mean, we haven't had NC Nick on to talk about this. St. John's a top 4 team in the Big East. Your opinion?
After tomorrow?
No. They're not too far behind that, but they're
not too far behind.
5th or 6th probably.
Yeah. By the end of the year, you don't think they will be in the top 4 because they have Georgetown twice and DePaul left?
Potentially, but are you saying are they one of the best 4 teams in the Big East? I'd say no.
That's not the bet. The bet is will they finish in the top 4?
The bet was will they finish in the top 4?
Yeah.
He mentions the 2 Georgetown games in DePaul, but he forgot about the Providence road game, the Creighton game, who already has a win against them. They play Seton Hall.
No. The Creighton game is at St. John's. St. John's should have won at Creighton. The refs gave one to that fucking bullshit McDermott.
4-3
you know what I mean?
Every loss they get, it's coulda, woulda, shoulda.
They do blow big leads. They put themselves in that spot, but that was, I'll die on that hill. That was a horrible call. Yeah,
my favorite no call. Bet for Tuesday is Dayton -8.5 against Duquesne off the loss. Duquesne's terrible on the road. Give me the Flyers at home. They have a nice bounce back here.
Boom! There we go, folks. Did it go final yet? It did. Prairie View just cashed for us as they win 61-58.
Good night.
Great fucking night, folks. Appreciate you tuning in. Remember, to all 217 people watching this right now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on this YouTube video. Remember, you can watch this episode, youtube.com/The College Experience, in case you're listening to this on the audio side. And make sure you give Noah Bieniek a follow on Twitter at NoahB77_. NC Nick is on Twitter at NC__NICK. Moneyline Mac is on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at the Colby D. The College Basketball Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. We got a college baseball show going on in about an hour. Season goes into full swing this week. Sports don't stop here on SGPN and the College Experience. So check out the College Baseball Experience. We dropped ACC preview, SEC preview, Pac-12 preview. We went win totals. We did a win totals episode.
If you haven't tuned in all preseason, this show's probably the one for you. If you want any preseason futures action, we're going over all of the best bets for the preseason that you can place right now. We also have this. The College Football Experience, Big 12 schedule release Wednesday, or schedule breakdown. It came out. The schedule came out. We're breaking down all 35 teams in that conference, and we will go one by one, ranking what we think. We already did that for the ACC, the Big 10, the SEC, Big 12 next up. Also check out the FCS College Football Experience. We rated every coaching hire in the offseason, so check that out. And check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. They're live from VEASAN every morning over the next 3 or 4 days. I'll be on VEASAN. If you're listening to this early in the morning, 6 a.m. Pacific time. Got to wake up, talk a little college hoops on VEASAN. Let's go. Check it out. All right, that's VSIN. You get that network if you have YouTube TV. And until next time, folks. This is the College Basketball Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.